Ladies and gentlemen, Valorant is a game that is full of potential. It's extremely fun and a lot of people are loving the game, but there are some things that are just holding it back from being perfection. All that being said, let's run through some of the community's biggest things that need to be addressed in order to make Valorant that perfect game that we all want it to be. If you like Valorant news, Valorant content, or if you just want to improve at Valorant, smash that sub button. But without further ado, let's just jump right into it, shall we? So the first thing that Valorant needs more than anything else, and it's ranked mode. It's pretty obvious. Ranked is something that they've already said is going to come out, but we do not know the official date for ranked. But realistically, we need it right now. Now, there are many reasons for this. One, a lot of the big streamers don't even really want to play the game because playing in a quick play environment just isn't competitive and fun. The biggest reason in my mind is that the games right now, just in unranked mode, feel terribly unbalanced. I've often asked players what rank they are, and I've gotten every single response imaginable, all the way from Immortal down to Bronze and beyond. I've even played with or gone up against players who have never played the game at all, or any shooter for that matter, and they walk around looking at the floor. The thing is, apparently the MMR system doesn't really work very well, and the lack of a rank system makes games feel pretty awful if I'm being honest. I think ranked mode is something that needs to come out as soon as possible, and the community feels the exact same way. Now, the second big thing that needs to be changed about Valorant, and there was a huge Reddit thread that blew up about this, and it's about the cost of skins. You literally have to pay $71 for a weapon skin bundle. These kind of prices, in my mind, are crazy. Now, I know that the weapon skins are really cool. There's cool animations and the weapons look slick, but compare this amount of money for literally any other game in the entire industry. I mean, you compare this straight up to a game like Fortnite. They have tons of weapon skins, they have tons of character skins, and they're so much cheaper than buying one weapon skin bundle for this game. I would love to pick up a cool skin for an easy $10 or less, but paying $71 for a weapon skin bundle just seems crazy. And I understand the argument about supporting the developers, but realistically, I think they would get a lot more money out of people actually if they made things a little bit more affordable, because then people will feel obligated to buy more. But at its current price, it feels just like a milking situation where unless you want to cough up the hard cash, you're just not going to be able to afford any skins at all. Now, the next big thing that a lot of people are complaining about, and I've been watching this on Reddit and just through the community, and it really makes a lot of sense, is the battle pass. So a lot of battle passes, they reward you with a certain amount of money that you get back or in-game currency, which we do get in the battle pass, but frankly, it's not that much. And the thing that's really important that you need to understand is a lot of battle passes reward you that if you complete the entire battle pass, you put in that time and effort into grinding the entire battle pass out to the end, which is not an easy feat, but if you do it, you will get enough money in order to get the battle pass again. So hypothetically, someone who only buys one battle pass but plays the game a lot can go on perpetually, just keep getting battle pass after battle pass after battle pass as a sort of reward for playing so much of the game. Now, this is not the way that the battle pass is right now. In fact, it's not even close to that way, and it just seems very on par for the course compared to a lot of other battle passes. And I really do think that if skins are going to be costing this much, at the very least, battle passes should pay for themselves if you're willing to put in the effort into completing it. Now, the next thing is a surrender button. Now, they've already talked about adding a surrender button, but I don't really understand why it's taking so long in order to incorporate at least a surrender button into these quick play mode. You've had those games where someone's left right off the bat, people have stood AFK, they've DC'd, and the game just doesn't feel fun anymore because it's not a fair fight. Let teammates vote for surrender after a certain amount of rounds go by without anyone playing. If they're down a member, let them surrender and just move on to the next game. This should be very simple to implement, and it should be in the game as soon as possible because this is a problem that I know is frustrating a lot of the members of this community. Now, the next suggestion is something that is a little bit more controversial. Some people will want it this way and some people don't, but I'm interested in your opinion. A lot of players are frustrated with how bad tagging is in this game. And if you don't know what tagging is, it is where you hit someone just one time, you just slightly tap them, and in this game, if you get tagged, you're basically glued to the floor. You can't move anymore, which means that you can't really jiggle peek corners very well because if you get tagged, often you're going to get killed and then wall banged. Tagging is very punishing in this game, and while there is certain strategic reasons for this, some players are really frustrated with it. But I want to know your opinion. It seemed about mixed on the tagging aspect, with more than average players thinking that tagging is a little bit overbearing, but I'm actually interested in your take. I personally haven't made up my full mind on this, but I do think that tagging feels a little bit oppressive. Not quite sure though. Now the next thing, a big suggestion for a lot of players, especially after the Spike Rush mode, is everyone wants a deathmatch mode. You see, having a crazy mode with all these weapons and crazy abilities and things like that is cool, but the big thing that people want to practice is their mechanical skill, and they don't want to die and have to wait all this time to respawn like they do in the primary game. They want to be able to run in, get a kill, die, respawn, die over and over and over again. And it would be really cool if the death cams had a kill cam so you could analyze what the enemy did to kill you, and it's just like a mad fest of running in and killing each other. It would be a great way to practice your mechanical skill and warm up. Now the 7th thing that we got to talk about is the sound in this game. I thought I was the only one that had this problem, but after browsing a lot of the online forums, players are so frustrated with the sound in this game because it just doesn't really feel that consistent. You think someone's behind you and they're not, they're actually above behind you, or they're to the left of you, or the sound is all over the place. And in a game like Valorant, where sound is so important, you need to be able to pinpoint where someone is always, exactly where they are with sound. This is something that probably needs to be addressed as soon as possible, especially before ranked mode comes out. Now the next suggestion is an 8th suggestion, and this is a really simple one. Just put in a set match button before the game starts. A lot of players will just go to start the game and then they'll get kicked. And in a lot of competitive games, how it works, like in games like CSGO or League, after you find the game, it will actually make you accept the game. And I think that this is probably more important for ranked mode, but for right now, it should be a pretty simple thing to add into the game, and it makes a lot of sense to do. I mean, it's par for the course for every other game like this. Now, the 9th thing that would make Valorant perfect in my mind is a replay system. You see replay systems on things like CSGO and Overwatch, and it lets us content creators and coaches VOD review teammates' games. You can easily go back yourself as well and go analyze how you did and what you could have done better and what the enemy specifically did in different situations. And of course, I can make videos about individual viewers and subscribers' content and how they could have played things differently, break down VOD reviews and things like that. And that would be really fun to do. So I think that a replay system would be amazing for the game, but I know that these are pretty hard to implement, so I don't expect to see it anytime soon, but hopefully somewhere down the line. Now, the 10th and final thing that they need to add, especially for ranked mode when it comes out, is just, come on, add a solo and duo queue. I know that they've already talked about how they didn't want it, and they talked about how they think that they can just do it behind the scenes instead, but why not just add a solo and duo queue? They had the same stubborn approach with League of Legends, and eventually they bent the knee, and there was a solo and duo queue for League of Legends, so why not just incorporate it with Valorant right now? The majority of the players want a solo duo queue to be a separate from the team stack, so why not just give it to us and see how it goes, or at the very least make a specific mode for it that they can get some data from and then realize that it's a great idea and that they can add it to the ranked game. But anyways, if there's any other thing that you think needs to be in the game before Valorant is perfect, is there any big problem, fundamental aspects that you think need to be addressed in order for Valorant to be the perfect shooter? Definitely let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to make sure that you're caught up to speed on every little bit of Valorant news, smash that sub button. But that's all we got for you today. I'm Coach Mills, and of course, until next time.